Sorry for the long delay. It's been quite a rough couple of months. I finally found myself an unpaid apprenticeship, but I haven't been slacking around. I have made a few improvements. Now I have a microphone, now I made a green screen, and today I'll be using all of this. I'll be reviewing the Moc Lichtenauer, and hopefully it's better. If nothing else, all of this allows me to make epic stuff like... You got the power! So, the Moc Lichtenauer, the sword we'll be looking at today. This is a big sword at 139 centimeters. The blade is 102 centimeters, which is a large blade, but not overly so. However, the handle is very, very large. It's made for big people. It's around 37 centimeters, maybe a little bit more, which for me personally is a bit too much. The point of balance is at around 4 centimeters. So that's about, here. That's quite far back. However, this sword really needs a point of balance that's further back, because mass distribution here, as you can see, this is a full blade. A full blade means that most of the mass will be centered towards the point. So it hits really hard. So the point of balance of 4 centimeters takes out some of the blow, but it still does hit hard. The vibrational nodes, the forward vibrational node is at about 1/3 of the blade, which is good, which is where it's supposed to be. The second vibrational node, however, is a bit more interesting because it's here. Now, the second vibrational node is important because you want it to be where you hold the sword so that your wrist doesn't get too much vibration. I know for a fact that this sword was designed to be held like this, so a little bit under the crossguard. And if you hold it like this, then it's okay. Then your wrist doesn't vibrate much. But if you hold it like this, then all the vibration goes to your wrist, which is bad because it can cause injury. The craftsmanship of the sword is amazing. Look at that. Look at that pommel. It's beautiful. The crossguard is great as well. The transition to the blade is great. It doesn't interfere with the thumb grip at all. I have not heard a Moc sword rattle yet, so I have never seen a crossguard rattle. I have seen them bent. I haven't seen personally any broken ones, but they can get bent more easily than most, let's say. The forward pivot point is also where it needs to be, which is about at the point. So the sword handles well. The thing I dislike about the handling is how it flexes. Because when you will stab someone, it won't flex much, which is bad because you can cause injury. One of these swords actually pierced my hand with a lacrosse glove on. The hand was okay, but it was still highly unpleasant. So if you take a look at the point, you'll see that it could pass, if you sharpen it a little bit, it could pass for a sharp sword's point, which is very bad. Now, the flex, as I said, when you stab someone, it won't flex, which is interesting because if you just do this, then it flexes a lot. So it's very wobbly, and I dislike that. It does help with the edge alignment, so if you need to learn edge alignment, it does help somewhat that you have a bit more of a wobbly sword. However, I find it slightly annoying myself. And 2 kilos for an unflexible sword is way too much. I know that people in our group who have these swords, they had to pull punches because they were afraid to actually do full strikes. Thankfully, because someone would get hurt otherwise. The edges are quite nice and thick. I guess the edges are feather-like. But here's the thing. Even though this is a good sword, it is completely inappropriate for HEMA, as I've said before. It is unsafe, it's very heavy, and it doesn't flex at all. The point is just rounded, and not even completely rounded at that, so it makes for a very dangerous sword. I would say that no one that practices HEMA should buy this sword. However, if you reenactment, this is probably one of the best swords you can get. It looks absolutely amazing. It doesn't cost too much. It's around, I think, 300 euro, which is, for a sword like this, it's okay. And it won't rattle. So that's also something that it has going for it. I will not be grading the Moc Lichtenauer because I don't think it's appropriate for HEMA. So let's just leave it at that. If you do HEMA, don't buy this sword. If you do reenactment, absolutely buy it. So that's the short and the long of it, basically. So before I finish for today, 3 more things. First, this is what I'll be reviewing next time. It's a Moc Federschwert. It's quite similar to the Lichtenauer with a couple of differences that I'll enumerate on next week, hopefully. Secondly, I'm running out of gear to review, so here is where I would ask you for a favor. If you can, I'll set up a PayPal donation account. Please donate a couple of euros, a couple of dollars, or whatever your currency is. This will go towards buying gear that I have been asked to review, such as the Red Dragon Federschwert, or the El Gore Feder, or the Space Heavy Gloves, which I think version 2 has come out now. And thirdly, thank you for watching. If you like the videos, of course, subscribe, and that's it. Have a good one.
You got the touch. You got the power.